Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you enjoyed your Sunday brunch, and we welcome you to the third day and the fourth session of IPEX 2012, Building Professional Bridges. Architect Syed Yaver Abbas Jilani has been in practice for over 27 years. He's a partner at RCOP, a firm which he helped establish in 1987. He studied architecture at University of Oklahoma and graduated in 1984. His background in planning and architectural design is extensive, covering the fields of hospitality, institutional, educational, commercial, residential, and religious projects. Yaver's involvement in project extends from strategic planning through to concept design and construction administration. A commitment to design, quality, innovation, and delivery is illustrated in his executed projects. He's been awarded the Award for Excellence in Housing by the Government of Pakistan in 1998. He's on the Board of Governors for Indus Valley School of Art and Architecture, an NCA, and is also a member of PCATP and IAP. Many of his projects at RCOP have received national and international architectural awards, some of them being Al-Azhar Gardens, Quaid-e-Azam Public School, the Pearl Mosque, Lahore. Now I'd like to request Yaver Saab to please step up on stage. Thank you.
Thank you. Firstly, let me thank all of you for coming here today. I understand how important Sundays are, but then I think the Institute and the seminar and certainly the IPEX exhibition is also important to all of us. But at a personal level, really all of you who've come here today, thank you. I hope what we are going to talk about today is going to be meaningful and worth the hour or whatever. I don't want to scare you further. This is going to take. I'd like to first start by thanking the Institute, specifically and particularly Rameez, Maria, for calling me here today and allowing me to talk about a subject which to me is really certainly very dear, and I'm sure it's very dear to all of you. The thought was that when we talk about building these bridges, how can we build bridges so that we have a better Karachi, a Karachi of tomorrow, a Karachi of today as well, but specifically a Karachi of tomorrow, which really one worries about. In our daily humdrum, in our daily lives, we don't think too much about it. Maybe the younger people here who are here today, they think more about this, but certainly we as practitioners think very little about it. So the title of what we are going to talk about today is Bridging Karachi for Our Tomorrow. So I'm going to try and restrict my presentation here to as little time as I can take, which is sometimes difficult. But then we will have a panel discussion, and we're going to have people who are not necessarily architects or who are architects, but who have kind of gone on to do really different things, be here and talk about various things which affect our lives and how do we move forward. So Karachi is really so many people, so many of us, so many energies, so many lives, and how do we look at it tomorrow? Imagine a Karachi 30 years from now, the year 2042. Maybe it's another April, and it's an IPEX seminar, and we've all gathered. Well, there will be, the we is going to be a smaller we or a bigger we. Many of us who are here today might not be here that day, but what kind of a Karachi would we be leaving our children with, our grandchildren with, and how can we today try and make that a better Karachi for them tomorrow. So that's really it. As to me, you know, do we have a vision, a grand vision? I don't think so. As is the nature of our culture, as is the nature of our beings, there's a constant grand adjustment going on. We are a great city. We are a city driven by human energy, diversity, culture, education, business, and certainly miracles. We are a city which is fairly large, and you know, I guess in this 3,600 square kilometers, you know, kindly keep in mind that we are looking at the Keithar National Park as well. Our per capita output exceeds all of Pakistan. You know, we are an industrial powerhouse. We employ so many people, and our GDP per capita is much higher than the other towns of Sindh and most towns of Pakistan. As a city, Karachi really started, you know, let's say about 150 years back. The Suez Canal had a big impact on the making of Karachi of what it is today. But, you know, when the British left us, 1947, we were a city of about 1 million people. The city was really a perfect city, the way Frey might have envisioned it, the way Strachan had laid it out. It was an axial city, parks were there, people could walk to work, there were places of entertainment, healthcare areas were looked at. So it was really a perfect, idealistic, static city. And then, you know, we began this march, which is called Pakistan, where we had this massive migration come into the city. And, you know, from day one of its being, Karachi was confronted by issues way out of its control. And one starts wondering how much, you know, it was always a question of coping, adjustments after adjustments after adjustments. And by the early 60s, we were now a city of 2 million people. Kept on growing, 70, we become 3.6 million, 5 million, 8.6 million, 11 million, 18 million. And the Master Plan 2020 tells us that we will be a city of 27.5 million literally in the next 8 years. That is really a scary thought. And one wonders how many of us are really ready to imagine that as a true thought. And how do we confront that? How do we deal with it? Because people around us think that we as professionals have all the answers for them, but one wonders that, and you know, we will be talking about this. 35% of our population lives in urban areas. Give or take, in the next 12 years or so, our rural areas and our urban areas will come to a parity. There will be equal number of people living in our villages as there are people living in our cities. Now this migration, this change in the dynamics of Pakistan is daily affecting us today. We really don't rationalize about these things, but you know, we read about it कि वज़ीरिस्तान से इतने लोग कराची आ गए, मीरपुर खास से इतने लोग इधर आ गए, हज़ारा जो है वहाँ सब लोग छोड़ के इधर आ गए. अब there are reasons for that, and we would want to talk about those reasons, but you know, the fact is that the GDP per capita growth rate of Karachi, as long as it is such that there is going to be this economic incentive for people to come, they will keep on coming. And the key issue is that Karachi and the development of Karachi cannot be seen in isolation to the overall development of Pakistan. So everything has to go hand in hand. And, you know, we see our governments of today, do they have the capacity, the rationale to understand the simple logic, or is it just beyond them? Is it just one political slogan after another? And, you know, we are left to where we are today. And the worry is that, you know, it is going to get worse, 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 and worse. I, as a person, am really an optimist. I look at each day, each tomorrow, in as forward a manner as I possibly can. And that's why I'm here in front of you today, that please, let's all come together, think about this. We at the Institute, and Akhil is here, and I'm going to request him to be a panelist today. Hasnan is here, Tariq is here. We were part of a panel of architects asked by the government of Sindh to review Karachi and come back to them with our recommendations. We did that. We went to the governor of Sindh, we went to the chief minister of Sindh, we went to the parliamentarians of Sindh, we went to the mayor of Karachi, and unfortunately, for reasons better not known to us, all our recommendations were thrown into a trash can, and we were left twiddling our thumbs and feeling fairly belittled and professionally completely disregarded. For we thought what we were going to tell them, or we were telling them, was how can we manage the future of Karachi. But one cannot give it up, because we cannot give it up for ourselves, as I said, for our children, our grandchildren, and so many future generations to come. Because, by the way, these corridors which we are creating today, these things which we are building today, they're not going to last for just one generation. They're going to last for several hundreds of years. So please be mindful of all of this, and let's try and see how much interventions, how much interface we can have as people, not just as architects, as planners, but, you know, this bigger phenomena which is, you know, all professions, all people in making Karachi a better place. It's interesting, you know, by the way, I've got to thank Zareen, who's really done a lot of this research with me. Karachi city, you know, there's one architect to 45,000 people. Now, for those of you who are in this profession or who are coming into this profession, you know, look at the opportunities. But, you know, we've got to tap onto these opportunities. You've got to make sure that you just don't work for a very small clientele, which unfortunately we start looking at. Karachi is 18 million people today. It will be 26 million people tomorrow. And let's go out and reach all of those people. That is the issue in front of us, you know, by doing mass housing, other aspects. Let's get ourselves involved. New York, for example, is just one architect to 615 people. So that's the difference. When cities grow at the rate which we are seeing in the Southeast Asia today, this rapid growth obviously leads to a city which is temporary in nature. It's an absolutely kinetic city. Our days are very different, our nights are very different. You know, the city is changing by the minute. For those of you who are about my age, you've seen a Karachi which was very different. And, you know, for those of you who are much younger, you will, believe me, go back to your children and grandchildren and say, oh, by the way, when we would go on University Road, we could see the Expo Center. Today, you can't see the Expo Center because there are these high rises around it, or there is this major bridge over it, or maybe there is a huge nala over it, or XYZ phenomena take place. So it is changing rapidly, amazingly, and it is totally out of the control of people like you and me, and we know it. But unfortunately, it is beyond the control of our city fathers, so to say, the governments of the day, and it is becoming a monster. How do you control this monster so that you logically start defining the manner in which this development is going to take place? And that's the bigger picture, because we as architects, we look at our buildings, we look at our small projects, and we feel good about it, because certainly we are able to bring that level of aesthetics, that level of planning to a small client base. But the bigger picture one cannot miss out on. Now, in this temporal landscape, we do see that we as a society, we as a people get up, those of us who have a bigger heart, those of us who feel more for the city, they say, all right, नहीं हम कुछ करना चाहते हैं और हम कुछ करके दिखाएंगे, और वो करके दिखाना शुरू कर देते हैं, बिकॉज जब हुकूमत जो है वो कुछ नहीं करती तो किसी ने तो करना है. और हम देखते हैं कि अख्तर हमीद खान साहब ने हमें दिखाया, दुनिया को दिखाया कि औरंगी पायलट प्रोजेक्ट की वजह से लोगों की ज़िंदगियां कैसे सुधारी जा सकती हैं. एक सेल्फ हेल्प का फिनोमेना लेके आए, and never before in the world, at least to my knowledge, had this thing happened anywhere before. But we, through this gentleman and through many other people like Parveen Rahman, who's not here today, I think, are continuing to show people कि नहीं, ये एक possibility है, और आगे इस तरह से हम कच्ची आबादियों में जाके we can make a difference. We know this gentleman, and we love this gentleman, because whenever one of us is unwell, this gentleman is there to our rescue. He makes sure that we are taken care of, and he is our pride, he is our joy, and we say to the world that he is us. And so it's happening because Idi Sahab kyun aaye? Because KMC की एम्बुलेंसेस क्या थी, 4 थी, वो हमेशा चारों के उनके 4 टायर पंचर ही रहते थे. TCF school, we are again so very proud of Arshad Abdullah. Arshad was really first a great human, and then and then an architect. But he is the person who never gave up in believing that individuals can make a difference, and that's really what Arshad was. For those of us who knew Arshad, we would be amazed at the energy he had. He was, by the way, on our committee, and he was pretty much in his last stages of his battle against cancer. और आप यकीन कीजिए, गर्मियों के ज़माने में अरशद वुड मेक इट अ पॉइंट कि सिविक सेंटर के 7वें फ्लोर पे वो हमारे साथ होते थे, और वो ही वुड बी देयर इन दैट मीटिंग. आप कहेंगे स्टूपिड मीटिंग, किस पे बात हो रही है? कराची वाटर एंड सूरेज बोर्ड की मीटिंग हो रही है, बट अरशद वहाँ मौजूद हैं, और वो अपनी 2 बेड्स हमेशा उस मीटिंग में आके कहते थे, बिकॉज ही नेवर गेव अप. एंड बिकॉज ही डिड नॉट गिव अप, today I think TCF is more than 800 schools, and inshallah it will be more schools. But again, the human phenomena and a belief that we can make a difference is there. Indus Hospital, Tariq Kaisar is here. Tariq is contributing so much to the Indus, but Dr. Bari, Adnan, all of these people, lovely people, they've all come together and said कि यार हम कितने आखान्स बनाएंगे, यहाँ हम ऐसी तालीम दें, ऐसी हेल्थ केयर प्रोवाइड करें जो कि एग्जेम्पलरी हो. और अब सुना है कि दुनिया से लोग आते हैं यहाँ देखने के लिए, समझने के लिए. तारिक हार्वर्ड में जाके लेक्चर्स देते हैं कि कैसे प्लानिंग हो. तो हम अपने पर्सनल एफर्ट से सारी चीज़ें कर रहे हैं. SIUT हो गया, डॉक्टर अदीब रिजवी, सो मेनी नेम्स, CPLC. हम सब जब गाड़ियों में बैठते हैं थोड़ा सा दिल धड़कता है, बट एक और चीज़ होती है कि यार CPLC तो है, शायद बचत हो ही जाए. So, but the other thing is कि हमारी जो सिटी है और हमारे जो इदारे हैं, अब आप KBCA ले लें, आप सिंध पुलिस ले लें, आप कोई भी इदारा ले लें, अनफॉर्चुनेटली मे बी इट इज़ जस्ट बियॉन्ड देम. सो द इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग इज़, ये जितने मैंने आपको तस्वीरें दिखाई, ये इनको कहते हैं नॉन गवर्नमेंट. तो वो जो गवर्नमेंट है, क्या वो शैडो गवर्नमेंट है, क्या वो गवर्नमेंट भी है? एंड व्हाट इज़ अ गवर्नमेंट? You know, we've really got to think, is it this huge big employer which employs people, and that is what a government of the day is? Or is it actually supposed to deliver? You know, it's interesting, we were coming into this hall, and the way we were checked and all, so Tammy said to me, you know, jab bhi the government affects us or touches us, it does something very rude. So But this is true, you know, it really does hit you. Now, the thing is that it's interesting to see the city of Karachi. आप देखिए कि CDG, the City District Government Karachi, owns just 33% of land in Karachi. This is a huge issue. You know, जब हम कहते हैं कि हमारे मेयर, और वो भी अब नहीं है, कि अगर हमारे मेयर हों तो वो क्या कर सकेंगे, so he can only affect the only 33% of Karachi. The rest of it, you know, is being handled by different agencies, different groups of people. So, you know, it's like a very strange monster which is beginning to happen. From a governance point of view, at least personally, I'm a great believer in devolution of power so that it goes to the local government. I really believe that when we had in all of Pakistan, you know, our interface with local government, we were beginning to see tangible results. मेरे शहर में, मेरे सड़क पे मैं एक आदमी को पकड़ सकता था कि यार मेरा वो जो सुएज है वो उबल रहा है, आप प्लीज़ आके कुछ करो, और वो बेचारा कुछ कर देता था. बट you know, जब ये parliamentarians आ जाते हैं तो I don't even know how to get to them. You know, their prados go so quickly, तो ज़रा डर लगता है. अब you know, एक और चीज़ जिस पे हम लड़ रहे थे वो ये था कि creation of an autonomous planning and development authority. I don't know if you people have really thought this through. Karachi, a city of 18 million people, does not have a planning and development authority. I mean, it is amazing. It is shameful. Islamabad has Capital Development Authority. Lahore has Lahore Development Authority. Karachi does not have a development authority. We don't have people thinking of our tomorrows. Forget in an institutional manner, in a very basic manner, there's no one thinking about tomorrow. I mean, we are sitting in a plane which doesn't have a pilot or a co-pilot. वो खुद ही उड़ रहा है, अल्लाह की हमारी दुआओं पे चल रहा है, और that's about it. तो अल्लाह खैर करे किधर हम लैंड करते हैं या किधर हम जाते हैं, बट ये एक रियलिटी है जिसको समझना बहुत ज़रूरी है. कराची बिल्डिंग एंड कंट्रोल अथॉरिटी, इट इज़ जस्ट अ पुलिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, यानी कि उनका काम है विजिलेंस, सर्वेलेंस, टू सी that we are doing things as per a so-called given bylaw situation. That's about it. There is just no authority in this city. And this is a very, very serious issue. Another issue which confronts us is, you know, we are professionals, most of us here, business people, you know, just normal citizens. Then we've got, you know, our city bureaucracy, our provincial bureaucracy, our federal bureaucracy, we've got politicians, we've got the media, and then we've got communities. But there is a complete, you know, lack of trust. We just don't trust one another. Politician जो है वो डरता है हमसे. उसका ख्याल है कि वो अगर हमारे पास आएगा तो शायद, you know, we might bite him. अच्छा, हम जो हैं हम डरते हैं पॉलिटिशियन के पास जाने से, क्योंकि हम कहते हैं यार वो हमारे कॉलीग्स क्या समझेंगे कि हम भी बिक गए उनको. अच्छा, हम ऑनेस्टली जाके यू नो एडवाइस तो कोई बंदा जाके उनको दे कि साहब आप जो चीज़ें कर रहे हैं वो गलत कर रहे हैं. Now, that is, there's a complete disregard for one another. Credibility is a major issue. जब भी आप किसी से बात करने जाएं तो again आपको पता नहीं कि उसकी नीयत क्या है, and that is what you are confronted with today. And relationships. So I really think a forum like this, allows us to say, building these bridges is so very important. We cannot disregard the others. We are professionals. The others are, they could be developers, they could be bureaucrats, they could be politicians, but we've got to respect them. We've got to and they've got to respect us. And then let's start interfacing with ideas. We are the people who think. We are the people who are being trained or who are trained to imagine. They are people who are trained, or we would hope, trained to govern, trained to understand people, trained to make money, and then everyone comes together in making the city a better place. Our assets certainly are people. It's the human energy phenomena which is really the driver of Karachi, which is the driver of our cities. Now, the fact of the matter is that, the West looks at this human energy and they're just dazzled by it. Okay, my God, आज चाइना में इतने लोग हैं, आज इंडिया में इतने लोग हैं, हमारा नाम नहीं लेते इतना क्योंकि डरते हैं अभी, बट इंशाल्लाह कहेंगे कि यार पाकिस्तान में इतने लोग हैं, कराची, this is what Karachi is about. अच्छा, हम जो हैं, on the other hand, we are, dazzled by the physical reality which is the West. Now, the West is absolutely static in its planning regime, in its regimentation towards planning. We are, as I just spoke earlier, we are very kinetic. We are changing by the minute. And so, now, interestingly, Numan is here today. We will be talking about some of these things as well. But I think, Professor Kausar Bashir was one of the few people to realize that, planning has to be also thought of as a kinetic subject. It cannot be thought of as a static subject. And unfortunately, otherwise, it is thought of as a very static subject. कि ये चीज़ कर लो और ये चीज़ यूं ही रहेगी, ये चीज़ वो नहीं रह सकती, because by the minute it is changing. We're not being able to look at it. So it is that as an understanding which has to be thought through. Our relationship to the city, what a fantastic relationship, but what a waste. I mean, we are hardly given opportunities by way of planning to really work with the sea. Our historical district, again, I've got to thank one of our alma mater, Mrs. Yasmin Lari, and the people around her at that time for really developing some bylaws which have helped retain some of the historical district characters, character the way it is. Otherwise, even this would have been lost. But we still have it, and it's probably one of the finest remnants of the colonial era. So we've got to look at it. And then our business sector, our industrial sector, are all great aspects. Some of us, we've and I like Akhil to talk about this today, Pani, but water in sewage has become a huge issue. 450 million gallons of sewage is being dumped into the sea daily. 450 million gallons, amazing. We then go and we bathe in the sea and feel happy, but what else can we do? And what can we do about it? We've got to think this and see what can we do. Transportation, it's in front of us, and then noise and air pollution. To me, it is really very important, and I've been recently looking at the Indians, how they are confronting some of their issues. And the Indians have formed what is called the Indian Institute of Human Settlements. And, you know, maybe we look at that as an example. And at least at our level, we start engaging with the government and start reviewing issues at an institutional level, start engaging with people from the world. But, you know, I think this engagement is very important. Our educational institutions need to come together. We as professionals, we as people of Karachi need to come together in making such an institution so that we can move forward in making Karachi a better place, so that when we come in the year 2042, we probably don't need to come in our own cars. We would have taken the metro or a bus. We probably could have rested in a park. We could walk to the expo instead of, you know, just coming in our cars and being dropped back in our cars, or, you know, struggling the way other people do in buses, the way our buses are set up. So this engagement is really very, very important. And now I'd like to request, so we can have lights now.